said, sir, he saw me, he said, don't make your family, suffer because of your ego. It became a very useful distinction for me about how he and I process that day differently, because I believe there's 3 decisions you make every moment of your life. The first one is, what are you going to focus on? That day, my dad's focus was not the fact he not fed his family. The second decision you make every moment, the minute you focus on something, your brain has to figure out, what does this mean? And whatever meaning you give it produces emotion. And out of that emotion, you make the third decision, what am I going to do? It wasn't just that he didn't feed his family, it's that he was worthless. But I took that as stranger's care. And so what I decided to do is someday I'm going to do this for others. See, I always try to help people say, how could you turn your worst day into your best day? I hate suffering. I've suffered myself, and so I hate to see anybody suffer. And so I'm unbelievably driven to end suffering where I can, to help anyone do that, whether it be hunger or emotional hunger or depression or sadness or relationship, or I don't know what it is. I love human beings. I hate suffering, and I love to see when somebody awakens to who they are. And, anything you can imagine, we're all going to go through extreme stress in our lives, but how do you use stress, or does stress use you? And the real question is, what are you going to do with it? And the first thing is, if you're going through hell, keep going. But if you keep going, you discover, number one, how strong you really are. Because if you don't give up, you'll discover who you are. The second you find out is who your real friends are, because when things aren't so great, you get to see who those are. And then third, it almost gives you like an inoculation to future stress. So I'm big on change your story, change your life.
Had your mother not suffered in such a way, do you think this would be so important to you?
Yeah, I've often said, like I said earlier, I think I'm a good human being, and I think I still help people. But what I'm providing 62 billion meals, working around the clock on top of, my 114 companies and all that. No, I don't think I would. And that hunger comes very often from pain, but pain's not enough to keep you going. You've got to find something it's like I tell people there's 2 types of motivation, right? But there's no limit to pull motivation. Pull is there's something so magnificent you want to serve, something that you care about more than yourself. That's where all the energy in life comes from. I think if I hadn't had the pain, I don't think I would have been sensitized. But I also, if I hadn't felt the pleasure of serving and seeing impact on such a large scale, then you'd be limited. And so I really believe that the secret to life is to find something you care about more than yourself that gives you that pull motivation. And then you're never going to lack for energy. You're never going to lack for passion. You're never going to lack for anything.